Good morning, everyone. A few things to update you on today for the vblog. Service awards, we've done this a couple of different ways over the past couple of years. First, giving them to supervisors, having them get those to you. But right now, our protocol is going to be that we'll mail them individually to you as employees. Now, we've been doing that for a few months, and some of them have been damaged in the mail. We're going to be sure that they have a hard backing on them, so you should get them in good shape. So those should be coming to you. I'm going to try to recognize about once a month in the vblog those that receive service awards that month, and also put a list in the Workforce Weekly. So October 1st will be the first date open for goal setting for the next year on our PMIs, even though we haven't really entered the full phase of completing last year's PMIs, but that's just for your information. You've received some correspondence on the ALICE training. Lisa sent out an email late Friday afternoon. As of right now, that effort is on hold as we review the risks associated with the training and weigh those against the benefits of folks having the information. We're also getting in contact with the ALICE organization and talking with them about ways to potentially modify the training to minimize risk for our staff. If you are signed up for the August 26th training, that training is on hold as of now. Haley McKee is leading up a team of folks to keep track of the reauthorization of WIA, the new act called WIOA. So they're working on an implementation plan for that, and folks that have direct contact through their programs are involved. If you have voting leave questions, you can contact anybody in HR today, as there is a protocol for leave associated with being able to take an opportunity to vote. Debbie Swagger talked to us a little bit about some personnel rules that are impacting us that we might not have been utilizing correctly. If you are accruing leave in a particular month, we have folks now that are going ahead and using that leave in the same month that they accrue it, but that is actually in conflict with personnel policies and rules. So we're going to ask that folks don't use leave in the exact month that they're accruing it. Also, a new protocol for transfers and promotions on possible pay increases. As a benchmark, we're going to use either 5% over your current pay or minimum of the new pay line, but also take into consideration subordinates that you may have under your supervision or peers that you may be working with. So that's kind of the general protocol that we'll be using as we assess what pay will be for folks within our agency who transfer or get promoted. Most of our PMIs are in step 1 right now. We don't have many completions, but a lot of the goals were tied to an August 31st completion date, so that's understandable. We're working on finalizing Dr. Max Sewell's 2013 Workplace Safety Report. We'll have an opportunity to present that to the governor's office here within the next few weeks. Fiscal reminded us that we should avoid booking our lodging online where we might not be able to get the state rate. We had a situation recently where our rate was locked in at over $200. They can't go back and correct that if you book those rooms online. So please do that via the phone so we can avoid being charged more than we should be. We'll be appearing before the Joint Labor, Health, and Social Services Committee on November 4th, talking about a wrap-up from the Disability Crossroads Conference, the experience modification rating in workers' comp, and our protocol on investigating and assessing penalties for fatalities through our OSHA division. That meeting will be in Lovell. If you are working a second job, our state personnel rules ask that you have director permission for that. Most of the time that's not an issue. It only needs to be approved by the agency director to avoid a potential conflict of interest that might be caused through that second employment. And so that is called a dual employment policy. And if you are working a second job, send me an email explaining what that is, and I will go ahead and get that okayed and back to you, and that way we are complying with personnel rules. I don't see any issues in getting those caught up, but let's go ahead and work on that. If you have any questions, you can talk with Debbie or myself about that. Our OSHA managers are meeting in Denver for the next couple of days. We had a TPS review. Rick Mitchell reported he's been involved in many of those over the years, and this went very well, flowed very nicely, and pleased with the results. I'll be in Casper on Thursday from 10 to 12 to be a part of a building meeting that the A&I Facilities Division has put together with some stakeholders to talk about next steps on where we're going with addressing our facilities issues in Casper. So I may run into some of you there. So that's about all I've got for this morning. Thanks. If you have any questions, as usual, don't hesitate to contact me, and have a great week.